Tonight, I want to actually this evening. I want to touch on a topic of the does SDS listen to us? Do they listen to us? By the way, condolences, rest in peace to Mr. Dave Parker. Dave Parker, a valid player, amazing player for the Pittsburgh Pirates during the We Are Family era. Um, was part of the 1979 Pirates team that honestly came into Baltimore and came back on the Orioles, being down 3-1. So condolences to him, condolences to his family. Um, I'll make this video quick. I'm gonna make it brief. I'm gonna talk about KDJ TV's video, and I'm not gonna go into a big detail of it. I want to find about two pieces so I can talk on this quickly and get to the bottom of this. So bear with me as I try to find um, this right here.
This is going to sound fully like an SDS shill episode, and I promise you it's not. This is me just using logic and my eyes. Everyone says SDS doesn't listen. They very clearly do. The two biggest things that have plagued the community the last few years, sets and seasons, where are those? They're gone. Go for the last 3 months, where's that? It's in the basura, the trash can. All based on user, consumer, community feedback. We'll get to that.
So that's statement number one that I wanted to address. So I'm going to talk about this right now. They listen to us. That's fine. That's great. There's like 80% of the rest of the game. Exactly. And you say that they listen to the community and stuff like that. Exactly where do they listen? Where do they listen in regards to stuff? Where do they take into an account that gamers ask for something, they have insight on something, they keep doing it? How do you think your community is going to be when what you keep requesting is never answered or given? Or, for a really good example, when your community gets what they didn't ask for, which is mistitled, glitched up products that somehow still is not fixed. It's almost July. This isn't fixed at all. Can't even delete these. But SDS listens. This is all user input that helped make this thing better. KD, for you. For your community, it does. Now, I just want to preface this that I never attacked the person. I attacked the idea. I attack the narrative that which the person wants to run with. Now, do I think he's a shill? No. There's enough shills out here and enough people who run defense for SDS and gets flown out, just like how there's many for EA and all that type of stuff. It is not my interest to try and debate if he's a shill or not. I will say, watching his video, he does come off rather disconnected. To think that of all the issues wrong with this game, the one thing that makes perfect sense, that is the litmus test, that is the just silver bullet for all the problems, is understanding that SDS listens. We know they listen. The problem is they don't hear. Also, the problem is, well, they don't act. But they don't just not act. They don't act on things that are not their priority to act upon. That is the problem. That's how you get stuff like this. That's how you get these types of issues. In a game that cost $100 and some early.
Feedback. That's what it's based on. It is based on people's feedback. SDS does listen. What a lot of people confuse listening for is action. There are some things that people have complaints about that they cannot act on.
What people have mixed up is trust in a product that should be good and qualified when released. What people get mixed up on is the fact that they should be heard as well as listened to, because those people are the reason why you're in business. That's what should be factored in here. And I'm glad that you think they listen to you. But if you don't act on what people say and you say you listen to them, it's a nice way to say that what you're telling me is not a part of the plan. Therefore, you get stuff just like this. Again, it's almost July 1st. How many videos have I done up here where I talked about it's starting to become a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? We're not talking about making the mode different. We're talking about fixing your screw up. You have not fixed it, but they're listening to you. The problem is they don't hear you. And then they don't act on it. It's not something I would brag, because that's why people don't like SDS anymore. But you think they turned a corner because they fixed a little difficulty in your mode. Therefore, everything's fixed and everything's good and done. Okay, cool.
A variety of reasons. I'm not going to pretend to know the reasons. That's not me saving them from, themselves. It's just some things they are told they can't act on, or they don't have the capability to act on.
Or the fact that they prioritize what's going to make them money versus things that are not going to. So therefore, they can afford to sit around and let your mode look just like this for 4 months. You don't think we've been on the forums, haven't been on forums saying something? Thanks, guys. We passed it along to tech company. We passed it along. We passed it along. We passed it along. Okay, cool. Great. It's not being fixed. Do you really think it's a great brag? Do you really think it's kind of like a good thing to brag about, that a gaming company listens, but they don't act on things, certain things they can't do because of codes and all this stuff? This is a legit playable issue. You can't pick stuff. Things go default when you pick them up so much that you have to go to a different version of the game a year earlier and fix and build your ballparks the way you want to build them. But according to him, guys, they're turning the boat around. This is the end, man. This is it. This is the comeback. Okay.
Or their spaghetti code is they don't want to mess with it. There are a million reasons possibly why.
If it's a spaghetti code, then what they need to do is stop grandfathering stuff in that has no business being in there, because you're actually on a next-gen console that is powerful enough to make the engine be what you want it to be, and basically drop all the last-gen stuff and remake the game. Because this game looks the same way it did back on PlayStation 3. And you guys are charging prices that are not PlayStation 3 prices. I don't know how you feel from that by looking at what's in front of you. Ironically, what you kind of said.
But SDS is fully in tune with the community. It is listening. It just can't.
They're really in tune. They're so in tune that they have a glaring issue wrong in a feature that they presented, and they have no timetable as to when they're going to fix it, or, matter of fact, no proper communication measures to communicate with people in their community to let them know when and if they're going to work on something. Instead, you get, it's July. Should I still try and fix something with this? They still haven't worked on it. There's errors every single year in this game. How many years have people asked for online franchise? They never got it. How many years have people asked for customizing uniforms and stuff? When it comes to Diamond Dynasty, you never got it. How many years has it came on for them to work on custom logos, and they never fixed it? If you want to hang your hat on the fact that they listen because they got rid of a difficulty that they created that no one asked for to begin with, except for small people in your community whining and complaining, like did they last year one more difficulty, then fine. That's great. That's a great hill to die on. But see, what happens is once you walk out of your neighborhood and you go down a happens is once you go down the block and you happen to see the same game having issues in other different sectors, that's when you can open your eyes and actually say, holy crap, as a collective, this doesn't work. There's a problem. If you're undermanned, say something or drop out of it or let another gaming company handle it. If you are under professional to the point where you can't solve certain issues and glitches, like right here, where you see a baseball field in a diamond on here, when you release the mode itself, and the mode has a difficulty in regards to picking a certain type of grass that's been there since 21, that is a problem. But it's people like this, and again, not attacking him as a man. I don't know him. I wish him well. Okay? But the whole entire thing about this is people with their head in the sand and this whole I got my mentality, the hell with you. This game is great for me. I play it all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. It's the same stuff people said on Operation Sports until stuff started happening to their mode. And then here comes the 2-3 YouTube videos complaining about all of this. And then here's the 20-some videos of them kissing their ass yet again with releasing more cards and more content.
You always create every change that is asked. The big ones, sets and seasons, Cope. The ones that, truly impact the player base. They make decisions, hopefully for the betterment of the community.
You make it for the betterment of keeping you around so that you can keep buying stubs and you can keep building cards. I've said this before, this is where their bread is buttered. They fix issues based upon the priority of what's important. So again, when I said that the stadium customization that needed to be fixed for the sake of online play was fixed for the sake of head-to-head, Diamond Dynasty, and all those things. The problem is that they didn't fix it in time enough to stop it from being created. So now you have a whole heap full of created ballparks out there with changed foul lines that they can't do anything about. And all what they should have done in the first place was make a real fully customizable mode in which if they were really listening to people, they would have built that and had that done before MLB Show 22 or 23. I don't see why he's shouting hosannas at SDS in this video. It's kind of weird because, in all honesty, you're sitting up here and you're hanging your hat on the fact of them getting rid of a difficult mode that had no business being made and honestly took away development time that could have benefited other stuff in the game. Like, I don't know, fixing your game. It's about 16 patches in here and the game's been out for 3.5 months. Okay, cool.
Sets and seasons being gone brought back the power creep. I've enjoyed it. I think this year's power creep does open up its own set of circumstances, how it's moving a little slow, which I don't really mind, but some people are upset about it, and I get it. That's okay. The pay-to-play model more and more becoming part of it, or pay-to-win model, or pay-to-improve model, whatever you want to call it. Pay for the best cards model. I get it. I don't like it either. But the power creep itself brings back team building for me. I think a team is...
How delusional do you have to be to sweep over a glaring issue that is going to potentially alter your involvement in this game and be like, yeah, I get it. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah. But this what I talked about before, it's amazing. We are back, Johnny. We're back. We're back in the game. No, you just glossed over a pay to play or pay to win or pay to improve, whatever they call it. No, you know what it's called. It's called a pay to win. That predatory system that EA Sports does that you guys like to sit around in this community and act like SDS is above the fray of, but they're not. They're actually worse because they actually target you with grinding out for stuff you're never going to get and giving you crappy cards for free so that you can pay for it. That pay to win. That's an issue you should take umbrage with, KD. And you wonder why people accuse you of sounding shilly. Because you address your attention on the most minuscule little thing that doesn't amount to a hill of poop, to change a difficulty that no one asked for, to put it in a mode that no one requested, and then took it away that no one will miss. GOAT mode. Is it bootleg all Madden? You had legendary, so you're just going to make something more difficult, which most of the people who were playing were whining about. This is what I'm talking about when I sit up here and I say I am so tired of making videos like this, and why this will be in this category one of the last ones I do. Because to me, it is deliberately put out there that these people, these content creators, these streamers, the ones that get flown out and all this stuff, are clueless. And they're clueless on purpose because they don't care about anybody else's problems in this game. They only care about themselves. They only care about the issues that are in their world as they bury their head deeper into the sand and ignore all the other issues that other people have problems with. And frankly, that just gets tiresome. I'm going to wrap this up real soon. I have another audio section in which I wanted to give attention to and share my thoughts about.
Itself brings back team building for me. I think brings back team building for a lot of people, so that's good. GOAT being gone is just as simple as bringing us back to Legend, the good old days. Nobody ever complained about, oh, I wish there was a harder difficulty than Legend. So
it brings you back to the good old days. Are you literally just glossing over the fact that like STS is taking your mode and basically trying to turn it into a bootleg Madden? But it doesn't matter. You buy subs. So you contribute to the problem. You literally contribute to the whole issue that eventually is going to plague your mode. Because you buying subs tells them, I'm okay with the direction you're taking this in. I'm not sitting up here trying to make this a movement or make this seriously, but I'm saying if you want to talk about things, we can talk about things. The fact of the matter is that you're glossing over certain issues that are going to come back and will prove to be detrimental to not me, but you. Because once you start buying stubs, like they keep pressing on you in the ads and social media and stuff, it's really funny. They know how to communicate about stubs and all that stuff. Don't know how to communicate with fans about glitches and broken stuff that needs to be put into the game. That they're not in touch with. But that's a problem for you. That's showing you where this is going. That's an issue. And apparently, doesn't really matter because whatever STS does is good for me is in the great direction that I want them to be in. Okay, cool, bro.
I wish there was a harder difficulty than Legend. So, I mean, we're just back to status quo at this point. And in my eyes, that's fine. The next thing I want to talk about, and kind of has to do with listening, is the content lately. Because the content, ever since
Just a note, I'm going to breeze the hell over this because I don't care about the rest of this stuff sitting in the end. But he talks about content. You know what content he's talking about? More cards. It's all cards. It's all cards. It's nothing that you can translate into real life. You're not going to get a monetary value for. You're not going to trade. It's cards. That's what the content has become now. You remember a long time ago when, at least when they used to throw you a bone in Stadium Creator and used to put like a couple of things in there? They haven't put anything new in this mode since 24. But they count content now as cards. I don't, again, what game are you guys playing? What game? What world are you guys in? And it's very simple to me. I've asked that question numerous times, and finally I get my answer. It's literally a game I'm not playing because STS looks out for what brings in the money, and it's this mode. So you get all the content, you get all the attention, You get all the quick fixes, you get all the quick patches. You even get your Stadium Creator mode back, which, by the way, most people in that world don't even give a crap about. They just pick up Costco Park and double up their XP and all that stuff to make more cards to hustle their game and get where they got to go. So you literally have a game being hoarded out. That's pretty much where it is. And all your gamers who really want to focus on any other mode gets neglected and left to the wayside while, KD and the rest of the Cardhead gang just breeze on through with Sammy Sosa cracking home runs and getting cards. La 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 la, life is good. La 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 la, don't care about you. Game would be great for me too if I didn't give a crap about anything else in this game except what would get me subscribers.